If I tell you that India is building a train which can travel at a speed of more than 320 kilometers per hour and reduce a 7 to 8 hour journey to just about 2 hours.
बुलेट ट्रेन है पहचान हमारी, ये उपलब्धि है मोदी जी आपकी और हमारी.
It might sound like a future plan, but this is not the future. This project is already under construction. Whenever the topic of bullet trains comes up in India, opinions are sharply divided. Some people believe it is a symbol of modern development. Others question whether spending over 1 lakh crore rupees on a single project makes sense in a developing country. So in this video, we will understand why India decided to build its first bullet train, how this project is being funded, what technology is being used, and most importantly, whether this project actually makes sense for India's future or not. Let us first understand what a bullet train actually is. A bullet train, high-speed rail, is a train system designed to run at speeds above 250 kilometers per hour and in many cases between 300 and 350 kilometers per hour. These trains do not share tracks with normal trains. Instead, they run on fully dedicated corridors, which significantly improves safety and punctuality. The world's first bullet train was launched in Japan in 1964, known as the Shinkansen, and since then it has carried over 10 billion passengers with an almost zero fatal accident record. Now the question is, why does India need a bullet train? India has one of the largest railway networks in the world, carrying nearly 23 million passengers every day. But the problem is speed. While trains are affordable, long-distance travel often takes too much time. Flights are faster, but they are expensive and generate much higher carbon emissions. High-speed rail sits in between, faster than conventional trains and more energy efficient than airplanes. The idea of introducing high-speed rail in India was seriously discussed around 2013 to 2014.
Preparing for the day when bullet trains will race across Indian tracks.
After multiple feasibility studies, the Mumbai-Ahmedabad corridor was selected because of its high passenger demand and strong economic activity. In 2015, India and Japan signed an agreement to build India's first bullet train using Japanese Shinkansen technology. Construction officially began in 2017, and the project is being implemented by the National High-Speed Rail Corporation Limited. Let us look at the route in detail. The Mumbai-Ahmedabad bullet train corridor is approximately 508 kilometers long. Currently, covering this distance by train takes around 7 to 8 hours. With the bullet train, the same journey is expected to take about 2 to 2.5 hours. The maximum operational speed of the train will be 320 kilometers per hour, while the design speed is 350 kilometers per hour. The corridor includes 12 stations connecting major industrial and commercial cities like Mumbai, Surat, Vadodara, and Ahmedabad. Technology and safety are critical aspects of this project. India's bullet train will use the Japanese E5 Shinkansen technology, which is known for its advanced safety systems. The trains will have automatic train control, meaning there is no dependence on manual signaling. An advanced earthquake detection system can stop the train automatically within seconds if seismic activity is detected. More than 90% of the route is elevated, eliminating level crossings and reducing accident risk. Now let us talk about the cost, because this is where most criticism arises. The total estimated cost of the project is around 1.08 lakh crore rupees, which is roughly 13 to 14 billion US dollars. About 81% of this amount is funded through The key point here is the loan terms. The interest rate is just 0.1%.
लोगों को ऐसा बैंक नहीं मिलते, लेकिन भारत को ऐसा दोस्त मिला है जिसने बुलेट ट्रेन के लिए 88,000 करोड़ रुपया 88,000 करोड़ रुपीस सिर्फ 0.1% ब्याज दर से ये बुलेट ट्रेन के लिए पैसा देने का फैसला किया है.
The repayment period is 50 years, 15-year grace period, during which India does not have to repay a single rupee. Compared to international infrastructure loans, these terms are extremely favorable. Another important question is affordability. Initially, ticket prices are expected to be higher than conventional trains, but comparable to economy-class air travel. However, the government argues that over time, as ridership increases and more high-speed corridors are built, operational costs per passenger will reduce. Globally, countries like Japan and France saw ticket prices stabilize within a few years of operation. The economic impact of the bullet train goes beyond passenger travel. During construction, the project is expected to generate tens of thousands of direct and indirect jobs. Industries like steel, cement, electrical equipment, and heavy engineering benefit significantly. In the long term, high-speed rail corridors tend to increase land value and promote urban development around stations, a phenomenon seen in Japan and China. From an environmental perspective, high-speed rail is considered cleaner than road and air transport. Studies show that high-speed trains emit up to 70% less less CO2 per passenger kilometer than airplanes. If India gradually powers these trains using renewable energy, the environmental benefits could be even higher. India has one of the largest and busiest railway networks in the world, carrying more than 8 billion passengers every year across nearly 70,000 kilometers of track. Yet despite its massive scale, much of this system is slow, overcrowded, and stretched far beyond its original capacity. Trains that were designed decades ago now struggle to meet the demands of a rapidly growing population and an economy that is expanding faster than ever before. While railways remain the lifeline for millions of Indians, frequent delays, aging infrastructure, and safety concerns continue to raise serious questions about whether the existing system alone can support India's future mobility needs. At the same time, India's cities are growing larger and closer together in economic terms. Road travel between major cities is often crippled by traffic congestion, while domestic air travel, although faster, remains expensive and environmentally costly. This creates a critical gap between affordability and speed. For a country aiming to become a global economic powerhouse, efficient movement of people between major urban and industrial centers is no longer a luxury. It is a necessity. It is within this broader challenge of mobility, capacity, and modernization that the idea of India's first bullet train began to take shape. High-speed rail is not just about moving faster. It is about transforming how a country functions. Nations like Japan, France, and China used high-speed rail to reduce regional inequality, boost productivity, and connect economic hubs more efficiently. In Japan alone, the Shinkansen network has been operating for nearly 6 decades, setting global benchmarks for punctuality and safety. For India, adopting such a system represents a strategic shift, from simply expanding capacity to upgrading quality, reliability, and long-term efficiency. The Mumbai-Ahmedabad corridor was chosen not randomly, but because it connects two of India's most powerful economic regions, home to tens of millions of people and a significant share of industrial output. By cutting travel time from nearly 8 hours to around 2 hours, high-speed rail aims to reshape daily travel behavior, business logistics, and regional development patterns. This is why the bullet train project is often described not just as a transport upgrade, but as a test case, one that could determine whether India is ready to move toward a future-ready rail system or remain dependent on infrastructure designed for a very different era. Of course, the project is not without challenges. Land acquisition issues, construction delays, and rising material costs have slowed progress. However, such problems are common in large-scale infrastructure projects worldwide. The real question is whether India wants to invest in long-term, future-ready transport systems or continue relying only on older models. If the Mumbai-Ahmedabad bullet train proves successful, India plans to develop more high-speed rail corridors such as Delhi-Varanasi, Delhi-Ahmedabad, and Mumbai-Nagpur. This could eventually create a nationwide high-speed rail network. To conclude, India's first bullet train is not just about speed. It is about technology transfer, economic productivity, time efficiency, and long-term infrastructure planning. Whether one supports or opposes the project, it is clear that this initiative represents a major shift in how India is thinking about its transportation future.